Hello, Marty here. I just got off the phone with my Russian friend and I realized, you know what, I should make a video on how my method, I'm going to call it the Marty method, is different from how I used to learn languages. So, how did I used to learn languages? I probably started out where you started out, and that's probably the reason why you think maybe you can't learn a language or you're not smart enough to learn a language. It's basically the method. I started learning, it was French, when I was a child because I'm Canadian. In Canada, you learn French as a second language, or if you're French, you learn English. I learned French at school, and I would sit down in French class, and I remember it very well. My French teacher, she was actually Brazilian. The only thing I remember her doing is stabbing me with a pen by accident. That's the only thing I remember, and that's probably why you think it's so hard to learn a language, because when you're sitting down there in school and you're just writing and going through grammar and just being forced to learn, you aren't going to learn anything, and you're not going to learn fast. So the Marty method I'm going to refer to, I read about it in my book. It's a fun experience, it's a fast way to learn, and it's very efficient. And it's kind of like a passive method. You learn it throughout the day. Now I realize everyone learns different, and some people actually learn better in school in that classroom environment, but most of the people I know did not learn their native language in a classroom. They learned it how? By living. Marty method is much different from a school, okay? In school, you're forced it. In the Marty method, you learn it passive. In the school, you're learning grammar. In the Marty method, you don't touch grammar. In school, you learn to read and write. In the Marty method, you don't learn to read and write right away, but you do eventually, just like you would as a child. In school, you're not going to learn to speak a language. That goes for classes too. But in the Marty method, you're going to learn to speak from day one. That's actually the first thing you're going to learn to do, is speak and listen. That's another thing you don't learn in school, is how to understand when a native is speaking. In the Marty method, you're going to learn how natives speak. At school, you're not going to learn slang. You're not going to learn how people actually talk on the street. The school is going to prepare you for one thing, and that's it, the test. With the Marty method, there is no test that you have to take. It's actually fun. It makes learning fun. I discovered it about 7 years ago, and I want to share it with you. You can read my book called Learn a Language in 60 Days, where it goes through the whole thing, chapter by chapter, step by step, tip by tip, where you will be able to learn a language fast and be fluent enough to hold a conversation with a native speaker and understand what they're saying within about 60 days. Have you ever wanted that? I know I wanted it, and I found these methods and I use them in my everyday learning, and I hope you'll be able to use them as well as I give you content on my YouTube channel. So as always, like and subscribe, and have a nice day.